The easiest part of my job is playing this instrument. The hardest part of this lesson for you is learning this instrument. This is the easiest part. All the other plates I'm spinning in the air. That I just have a lot of things going on. Today we're going to have a full warm-up and learn this song a little bit. The Deck the Halls with Bowls of Holly. Bows of holly. I don't know how I even say that word. So we're going to start today with some open strings just to get the full length of the bow used. We're going to use different parts of it. So make sure that you're in tune and match these notes. If you know how to harmonically tune, start on the C string. Full length of the bow. And every time that you make a transition, you're softer and softer on the transition. So it's on it. You don't want to hear that. All the way to the tip and maintaining the same place. Mind the dog in the background. Mochipol says hello. Same thing. All the way to the garniture. Using your elbow, using your wrists. All the way in. Keep it in the same place. Breathing. Relaxing your shoulders. Proper form right now. Now we're going to go to the D string. Again, your initial touch is light, but your presence is constant, even more constant. Keep that bow angled toward the ground. And now we're going to go to the A. Add some breathing if you want, all the way out, full extension, and bring it in. Relax those shoulders, bring it in. Now we're going to work with something called perfect consonants. Perfect consonants is this concept of matching the octaves so they sound, well, there's no interference. So I'm going to demonstrate what the interference sounds like. You're going to hear something called a wobble. I call it a wobble, but it's called interference. Listen closely. So there you hear your interference, the wobble. It's faster, the more you are out of tune, or the further the note that you're playing is from the core note. So in other words, the further you are into aligning frequencies. We're going to do it again. You're going to hear it slow down, and the slower the wobble gets, the less of the wobble, wah, 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 the closer you are to the frequency. Do it again. That's in unison, there's no interference. Now I'm going to add interference and then bring it back. So what I'm doing right here, I'm using this finger and I'm using the fourth finger on the D string. So why don't you try that with me? Playing the open D, and you do have to use this technique of a double stop and tune it until you hear it wobble. That's a wobble. That's a wobble. Now, if you have fourth position marked on your cello, take your first finger and find the A here. You're going to match that with the open A. Now we're going to look for something called sympathetic resonance. As you're playing the A, this A, the first partial, will vibrate, okay? It's got this beautiful tone and these overtones, if you will. There's not even overtones. Hear that resonance? We want to have that. Now, I'm going to play it as a double stop if you can. So remember, double stop is 2 strings at the same time. Hear that interference? That wah, 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 wah. We're going to fix that, okay? So we're going to fix that. Don't get caught up in the fact that sometimes you may hear like a strident sound. That's just your bow and your rosin and more the hair and the string arguing with each other as to who's going to win, okay? So you have to have authority yet presence on these 2 strings. Let's try that again. There's your open A. There's our interference. And there we go. Let's do the same thing now. We're going to go to the G string. We're going to play the 4th finger in the first position on the D string. Don't worry about if it's in tune or not because your G is. And you're going to play them together. So learning how to play double stops is essential to improving your style on cello, your skill on cello. See? No interference. Let's add a little bit. Let's take it out. It's important to add the interference, to add the wobble, so you know what it sounds like. It's also important to give long strokes to your bow so you allow what I call the notes to breathe. Because if you take little breaths, no one's going to hear you. You got to take deep breaths to make big words and big phrases and big sounds. And so your instrument requires, particularly 2 notes, 2 strings, require length of bow, not pressure, presence. Just remember that. Presence is a balance between pressure and weight. But this is all full length right here. Okay, let's go to the 4th position, first finger again. Don't have to worry about the tuning. There's your open D. Let's add some interference to that. There it is. Really nice. That is the ideal. You always want to play with no interference. But of course, we're human. That's why we add vibrato. A skill, very important skill to learn. It hides intonation. Let's go for that sympathetic resonance sound. It's the same thing. You look closely at the strings. It will vibrate a lot, the first partial. Yes, you want to have to hear that. Last one we're going to tune now is the C. So let's tune the C. That's the 4th finger in the first position. And now, those notes. Let's add some interference. almost has like a digital sound to it, like two sine waves. It almost sounds like robotic, like a digital wavelength is going through. It has that, digital, you know, artificial synthesized sound to it. It's pretty interesting to do that. Now let's play the first finger in the fourth position. Start with the open G, and then add the remember, the faster it is, and remember, there we have it. Here's a little tip. It's easiest to learn to play double stops on the low strings. It's all about the inertia in your instrument. The thick strings have already a lot of power waiting to happen in them. So once you pluck a thick string, it's going to vibrate a lot longer than a thin string because it just moves more. It's more happening, so there's more inertia in these. I'd call it inertia. It's probably not the right scientific term. So when you play double stop on the low strings, though it takes initial touch a little bit more, once you get them going, they play themselves. Couple that or compare that to the A string and D string. And depending upon the quality of your instrument, this is where good instruments fight you less. This is where you pay the big bucks to get the nicer instruments. If you have a middle range instrument, you're going to have to fight those strings. Usually makers of instruments, cellos particularly, they want to give a warm sound to the A and then a robust C. So that's the typical thing. So they really work hard on making a good, nice bass sound. But that suffers at the clarity of the A. So when you get a super basic cello, it just wants to make that A as mellow as possible. And then you get to the middle range instruments, and those middle range instruments really have good, like this instrument's a middle range instrument, they have really good low end. So it's really easy to play the low end because it's easier from a luthier's perspective to make an instrument sound better on the low side. So your middle range instruments will have that. And then when you get to your higher range instruments, that's when you have a robust low end and a really smooth, like peaking, almost clear high end, but not piercing high end. That's why you pay the big bucks, because you're playing up here in the thumb position in different areas. You want that to sound sweet and pleasant, yet mellow. And in order to have that beautiful balance in between high frequencies and low frequencies, you have to just pay a lot more money. That's just the way it is. Simple as that. It's like a car. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is play something in C major, because this song is in C major. So let's pull out our scale book and look at. I suggest going to, since it's going to be in 2 octaves, let's move on over to C major here on page 7. Okay, page 7, here we go. You'll see me do that a lot. I use that a lot to my ear. We're not only tuning our ear, we're tuning our brain as well. And let's put this at a very simple, maybe 76. Make sure this isn't breaking our ear in half. Here we go, let's put that down. Boom, bum. Okay, 76. C major. 1, 2, let's go. are half notes in this song, so make sure you're playing the half notes. Okay, let's try it again. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's go. Okay, now we're going to play with a little bit more speed, and so light bow stroke will be something like this. A brush stroke in the lower part of the bow. So and because it's a brush stroke, let's speed this up to 88. Actually, let's go to 92. Okay. So 92 is the speed by which we're going to do this. Roll your shoulders. If you are thinking, well, I'm getting stressed, always roll your shoulders back. Open up the pectoral muscles, the minor, the majeur. Open them up. Drop those shoulders back. Open it up. Okay. Breathe and let's go. Okay, brush stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's go. Okay. Let's do a little bit faster because we're getting ready. Ding, da, dun, 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 dun. Let's take it up to 120 now. 120. We have the deck, the howls. Howls. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's go. Lovely, lovely. All right, now a little bit faster. Let's take this up to 138. Dee da dun dun dun. That's about the speed of Deck the Howls. Where's it? Howls. Deck the Howls. Deck the Halls. Halls. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ready, go. A little bow technique tip I'm going to give you right now when you're doing this. Because at the top right here you have a whole, not a whole step, but you have a longer note. You have a half note that's going to displace your bow to a different part. You're going to come here, and then I suggest giving a little bit of martelet, which is a fast, forceful bow stroke that displaces the bow from one part to another. In other words, you are working on your distribution. And you're going to do a little martelet and bring it back to the lower half of the bow. So when you're here it is. So give it a little push so it can bring back to the lower half. Let's try that again with the metronome, and remember to do the martelet. Martelet. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ready, go. Martelet. So that's how you apply the martelet technique to something like this. Okay, now I think we are ready to start the wonderful Christmas song, Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly. Now, this version I have right here, that's the basic of it, okay? So we need to get it to around that speed, but we're not going to start at that speed. We're going to start a little slower. So we're going to start at 76, the speed we started today. Okay? Do ding 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 dun dun. And as I always teach, let's go to this first measure. Always the top line, okay? Ba dun 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 dee. We're going to do these last two measures. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it again. Up bow, starts up bow. Middle of the bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's understood, let's play the first two measures. First two measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready, go. And give it nice, give some nice energy to that. Yum, because you're going to shorten it up, okay? So lighten those strokes, lighten those elbows. Yeah, you have little wings on your elbows. Elbow, elbow, wings. No, hey, chickens don't fly. Wings. Ready? Cello gives you wings. Literally. Okay, that was a monkey. 1, 2. We're going to do the whole first line. 76. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's go. At this point, the most important thing is getting the right notes with the speed, okay? And if you're sort of flubbing up the bowing, it's more important to get the rhythm down. So fingerings, rhythm, then bowing, okay? The bowings are written in stone, so make sure you get those fingerings and the rhythm. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. Okay, so remember, you're going to get it here, it's going to move here. Don't try to play the same length of notes every time you're playing these eighth notes. It's not the same length of bow, excuse me, not the same length of bow, okay? Shorter bow strokes for quarter notes, shorter bow strokes for even eighth notes. Shorter bow strokes for crochets, shorter bow strokes for quavers. Longest for minims, if you're in that part of the world. All right. First two lines. 1, last time at this speed. The first two lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's play the next two lines. The next two lines starts in an open D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. I want you to be nice to that open A right here. Don't attack the open A. Be nice to the open A. Let's do it again. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's go. And you do the repeats. This is the same first ending. Let's do the first ending right here. 1, 2, first ending. Your bow control on the open A is very important. I got a little strident sound. Let's do that again and be nice as possible to the open A. It's a toddler. Be nice to it. 1, 2, let's go. I like that better. Okay, now it's time to play the whole song. The whole song. And because it's so similar, let's play the whole song with the repeat. So let's learn the last ending before we go to the whole song. This is the last ending right here. Last ending, top line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's be nicer to our A string again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. Now the last stroke is going to be an upstroke. One more time with the down bow here. 1, 2, 3, second ending. 1, 2, let's go. There you have it. There you have it right there. Okay, now let's play the whole song. Deck the halls with boughs of holly at 76 beats a minute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, top line. 1, 2, let's go. Okay, so let's take the speed up now to 92. All right, 90. Let's just take it up to 120. Oh, 92. We'll do one pass through at 92. 1, dun, dun, and then we'll go up to 120. No repeat, okay? Just straight to the very first ending. That's it. Just once through. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. Shorter strokes. Back to the talon. Upper half. Keep it light. toe strokes. First ending, nice. Repeat. All right, you got it? Now I'm going to do something special. I'm going to take away the metronome, keep it in my ear. You're going to be able to just play along with me. I'll count you in. And then at some point, I'm going to play the second part. I'm going to play the whole thing. Don't freak out. All right? So I'm taking away the metronome, but it's in my ear. I'm most likely going to go to the second part on the second line. All right, we're going to play in unison at the beginning. We're going to be together, and then I'm going to go to my own part. Are you ready? A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. Duets. First ending. Repeat. Duet the whole thing. I did some composing. Second ending. All right, you have to excuse my composing there. I did some composing. I looked up, looked away, and I just didn't know where I was. Right. But you kept on target, right? You kept on target. Hopefully you did. Now, let's take it up. It's Christmas season. Are you feeling jolly? Are you feeling joyful and triumphant? Hope you are. I hope you are. I am feeling, look at the colors I'm wearing. I am in the season colors. You could cut the sarcasm with a knife. I love Christmas. All right. Really, I do. 1, 2. This is at 120. Let's deck the bowels with holes. Deck the halls with bowels. Bowels. Ready? Oh, 1, 2. We're going to do unison. Hopefully you get it, okay? And at one point, I'm going to take away the metronome, so don't freak out. All right, here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. was unable to take the metronome away at that point because I'm manipulating it with my foot. I have a mouse trackpad down here, and my toe just slid over, and it slid over. So I'll take that away now. All right. I was trying to be fancy. I can't. Look, the easiest part of my job is playing this instrument. The hardest part of this lesson for you is learning this instrument. This is the easiest part. All the other plates I'm spinning in the air. I just have a lot of things going on. Ready? So I can deliver you the most engaging studio experience. Right? Experience. Let's do this. Metronome is in my ear, making me deaf. 120. 1, 2. I'm going to play the first line with you and then go to the duet. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's go. Lovely, isn't it? What's even more lovely is the fact that we're going to go even faster. 38. A proper allegro. A proper allegro. All right. Yum, ba-bum, bum. And since we're at this speed, there's no need to have the metronome, but I'll give you just a little bit. We'll play the very beginning 2 lines, okay, with the metronome, because why not? Ready? First 2 lines. 1, 2. Shorten to both strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. So the secret is, of course, no secret, but the strategy is to really shorten the bow strokes on all of the quavers, or crochets, or eighth notes, or quarter notes, okay? One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. One last time with the metronome duet. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. I don't mean to destabilize you. Let's try that again. Okay, now without the metronome because it's annoying. Here we go. 1. Duet. Duet. Whole song. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, let's go. Let's turn that metronome off for a second. And that is a little lesson with a warm-up, with an explanation, with tips on how to play Deck the Halls with Bowels of Holly Christmas, because it's great. Now, you should always push yourself at the last moment when you're playing your instrument to go the speed of the piece. See where you're at. Okay, you should always do that. Start slow, build up, build up, build up. I've learned recently this is called redlining. Redlining is red pointing. I don't know what red point. We're called red point. I think it's red point. If you do rock climbing, there is a point where you kind of stop. You train up to a certain spot and you stop. That's like the red point for like the hard part. They do that. They train sections. If you train parts of this, say in this piece right here, you have like the first line, the second line, the third line, fourth line. If you train in parts and sections, that's a good strategy. But you do not always do that. You should always link the parts together, because music is like words. They need to be linked together. They need to be communicated to you through your cello. So train the parts and sections like we did today, but then always play it as a whole. Remove the red points. If you do rock climbing, you probably know what I'm talking about. I don't, but I learned it recently from a past student, and it was pretty cool. So there you have it. Deck the halls with bows, bowls of holly. Christmas lesson for you. We did ear training to wrap up. We did some bow warm-ups. Then we did some ear training for unison, listening to the interference, listening to the wobble, if you will, listening for the perfect consonants. And then we played a scale, going at different speeds, and then we went into the song, playing it at different speeds as well, presuming that you have already practiced this part. Hope you enjoyed it.